Welcome to our first little lesson on exponent rules. Now the first thing we're going to look at is what to do when you have a multiplication problem. Okay, so you are going to see some multiplying, and in this case we are using that dot to signify multiplication. Now it's important to remember with these rules, we have to have the same base. So notice in our example, both of our expressions have x as the base. And then you're going to be using that same base in your answer. Okay, now the rule comes into play. What do we do with the actual exponents? So the first one has an a for the exponent, and the second one has a b for the exponent. And our rule says that you actually want to add the exponents together. So we are going to take a plus b. We're going to add them together to get our new exponent. Now we've got one more example here with our multiplication. Okay, so notice it's still the dot separating our two expressions, and hopefully you see a lot of familiar pieces like that x as the base and the power of a and the power of b. So really similar to our first example. And you'll notice if we look at the answer, the same thing, we're going to keep that base of x and go ahead and add the powers. So we're going to add a and b. So what's different about this example is that there's a coefficient in front. Okay, and that's that m and the n. Now it's important to realize that with coefficients in front, like the m and the n, we are going to multiply them together. So those don't count in our exponent rules because they are not exponents. So the coefficients in front, you're going to multiply them together. And we'll look at an example or two that has the coefficient in front so you can kind of see what we're talking about when we put real numbers into play. All right, so let's look at the first example. All right, so I'm zoomed way in on example 1, and this is a good one to note that we have those coefficients out in front. So the 3 and the 2 that are in front of our variable, we are going to multiply those together. So when I take 3 times 2, I'm going to get 6 for the beginning part of my answer. Now I'm going to look at that variable. So remember, we have to have the same base. They're both the x, so that's a good sign. And then take a look at the power or the exponent. We are going to actually add those together. So I'm going to have my base, which is x, but then we're going to add the 3 and the 2. So we will use a power of 5 on that x. So our final answer is going to be 6 times x to the 5th power. All right, I'm going to scroll on over. We'll look at another example here. Now this is another multiplication problem, and I know you don't see the dot in between, but remember the parentheses also mean multiplication. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with those coefficients, the 2 and the 3 out in front. Kind of like the last problem, we're going to start by multiplying the coefficients together. So I'm going to start with 2 times 3, or we're going to have 6 to start out our answer. Okay, and then let me jump to my variable. The first variable here is an a. So remember, we want to use our exponent rules when we have the same base. So I'm going to only look at the a for a minute, and then I'm going to add the powers, only looking at the a. So again, I have my base of a, and I'm going to go ahead and add the 5 and the 3. Or in our answer, we are going to have a to the 8th power. Now don't forget about the variable b, and take a look at the exponents. So we have a 3 and a 4. So what I'm going to do is have my base b, but then I'm going to add the powers. So I'm going to add the 3 and the 4. So we are going to have b to the 7th power here. Okay, so our final answer is going to be 6, a to the 8th, b to the 7th. Now we've got one more example. And this one I want you to try. So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to give your exponent rules a try with this one, and we'll check back in just a minute. All right, checking back in. Did you get this 8x to the 7th, y to the 5th? And if not, take a look at the 8 comes from multiplying 4 times 2. That x to the 7th comes from the fact that we are taking our x's. Remember, you want to add the powers 3 and 4. And then that y to the 5th, take a look at the y's. We're going to go ahead and add the 2 and the 3 to get the power of 5. So that is your product rule, and I've got one more rule for you. So hang tight, here we go, last rule. So our second rule here is what to do if you notice that you have something raised to a power, and then it's going to be raised to another power. So we call this the power of a power rule. So you're going to have 2 powers or 2 exponents. Okay, so notice we have one base, that's going to be the x, but we have a power on that x, and then that entire thing is being raised to another power. Okay, so what happens is we say that we want to multiply those exponents together. Okay, so you're going to take both powers, and in this case that's the a and the b, and we're going to multiply them. So keep that same base of x, but go ahead and multiply the a and b together. So we're going to end up getting a new value based on our multiplication here. Okay, so you're going to wind up with a new exponent. So let's take a look at the first example, and I'm noticing that we have x as our base, and it starts off with x being raised to the power of 3, and then I notice the entire thing is being raised to the second power. So we have a case where 3 is a power or an exponent, and 2 is another exponent. So what I'm going to do is write my answer out with base x, but then I'm going to go ahead and multiply the power of 3 and the power of 2. So that will give me a final answer with base x, and then our power 3 times 2 is 6. So that's an x to the 6th power. Now you can use this with multiple powers. So look at example 2. Notice we have a base of y, and then I'm seeing that it starts out with a power of 4, and then we are raising that to the power of 5, and actually there's one more power, the 3. So what we can do is use the y as our base, and then we can multiply 4 times 5 times 3 to get that answer. So start with the base of y for your answer, and then just go ahead and multiply all those exponents, 4 times 5 times 3, and that gives us a power of 60. So we are looking at y raised to the 60th power. Now this power rule can be expanded to have multiple variables. So these final few examples are going to use the same idea. We're still going to multiply our exponents, but notice it's expanded to have a couple different things happening inside our parenthesis here. Okay, so this note, distributing the exponent, is super helpful because I know we've worked with distributing before. So if you can think about, again, bringing that exponent or that power to each and every piece inside the parentheses, you'll be golden. Okay, so for example, if we look at this first one, it looks like there's a coefficient, the m, in front, but then notice the m is going to get the exponent, which is c in this case. And then the next piece, it's the base x with the power of a, and then notice our x still has the power of a, but it's being multiplied by c. So remember, we're multiplying those exponents, a times c. And the last one, we've got that y being raised to the power of b. So when we are also raising it to the power of c, notice they've multiplied the b times the c, those two exponents together. Okay, and the same could be true for a fraction. If you have an expression on the top and the bottom of a fraction, and then we're raising it to a power like we have on the very far right side here. Notice on top you have this x to the a power. Well, we would multiply that x to the a. Well, you'd multiply the a times c. So both exponents there are getting multiplied. And then they've done the same thing with the denominator. So we have y on the bottom here in the denominator, and y starts off with the power of b, and notice they just distributed that power of c. So now it's still the base y, but your power is b times c. So let's put this idea into action here. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the coefficient. So that's a 4. And remember, we want to raise that to the third power. And if it helps, think about distributing that power of 3 to every single piece here. Okay, so even that coefficient of 4 is going to get the power of 3. Now you can leave that as 4 to the third, or you can actually multiply that out, 4 times 4 times 4, which is going to be 48. All right, and then we'll keep going down the line. So we have this a to the 4th, but then remember we are distributing the power of 3. So we are going to take 4 times 3. So that's going to be an a to the 12th. And then the last one we've got here, it is a b to the 6th power. So we'll go ahead and use that 6, but multiply it by 3. So we're going to get b to the 18th power for that final answer. All right, to show you an example with a fraction here. So remember that each part, so coefficients and variables, will all get that power of 3. So when I look at that, remember, think of the coefficient as 2 as a separate piece. So that 2 also needs the power of 3. So I'm going to have 2 to the third. And then move your way through the problem. So we have our x to the third. But then remember, we are distributing that power of 3 on the outside. So really this is going to be 3 times 3. And then don't forget on the bottom, we have that y to the 4th. And we're going to go ahead and multiply that 4 by 3. So just kind of showing you my work as I go along. If you already wrote out, for example, that 2 to the third, because that's 2 times 2 times 2, if you wrote that out as 8 the first time around, no problem. And same thing with that x. If you multiplied the 3 times 3 and got a power of 9, great job. And on the bottom, my y, I'm going to multiply that power 4 times 3. So that's going to be a 12th power. All right, so final answer on this one, we've got 8. X to the 9th all over y to the 12th. So I've got one more example here that I want you to actually try. So go ahead, pause the video right now, give this a try, and let's see how you're doing. So go ahead, pause. All right, check back in. Did you come up with that 16, x to the 24th, and y to the 12th? All right, and remember that 16 comes from when we distribute the power of 4 to the coefficient of 2. So we're thinking 2 raised to the 4th. I know a common mistake is to just think 2 times 4, but remember we're going to raise 2 to the 4th power. So that's like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that's where we're getting that 16. All right, the x to the 24th, remember you're going to multiply the 6 times 4 to get that 24. And then where did we get the 12 on the y? Well, we're going to multiply the 3 times the 4 there. So hopefully you learned a little bit about exponents, and thanks so much for watching.